Hey everybody, I'm new. I'm still learning this whole process, so if this looks kind of amateur, it is. I'm learning. Thank you for being on this ride with me if you get to watch any of these videos. I wanted to come on and talk about, in this video diary of mine, I wanted to talk about my manifestations and things that have come to fruition. And I figured if I talk about the things that happened to me that's a positive or even a negative, I'll talk about both. You can relate. Maybe suggestions, or maybe just things that you go, huh, I didn't think about things that way, especially if I have a win and I explain how I got the win, then maybe you be like, oh, I get it, Let's see. All right. So today I'm talking about how we really truly need to watch our thoughts. And I don't mean obsessively like flipping every single thought because dear Lord, you'd be there forever and it would stress you out. You'd be absolutely exhausted and it wouldn't gain you anything. So what I mean is, what are you focusing on? What is your dominant thought? What is the one thing that you focus on so hard? And I don't mean strangulate it, which if it works for you, go for it. But what is the one thing that you keep repeating? What do you say? What is the story you tell? I'm sure if you follow us, a lot of these other YouTube coaches, a lot of them say either repeat your thoughts, flip your thoughts, focus on the story, focus on the outcome, focus on where you want it to be, focus on those things. I'm going to give an example of my life, and maybe you can stand there and go, huh, maybe I do need to watch my thoughts. So about a little over a year ago, I had a friend of mine named Dave who sat there and asked me to be a part of a project he's working on. It's a recreational project. It's not professional. My job is not on the line. Nothing like that's going on. And Dave had said to me, I'd like you to be part of the project. I said, sure. About 6 months before the project began, he came back to me and he said to me, I still want you part of the project, but I think I want to change the role. Anybody can do the other role. This one's more challenging and I think you'd be a better fit. I said, sure. Now, personally, Dave I considered him a very dear friend. We had a great long history of friendship for well over 5 years. And I thought, all right, but I noticed like he kind of comes hot and cold, which is got to be something I'm manifesting. Haven't quite figured that one out yet. But you know what? No, I don't have to figure it out. It's the story that I tell. I got to fix the story and I haven't fixed it yet. So I noticed in recent months, Dave has really become rather distant. Like I haven't heard from him in over a month. Okay. But he's been really distant. He's been really off, been kind of acting strange. And I kept saying to myself, I'm only sticking with this project not because I'm being treated well, but I need to stick with this project because professionally, I want to be seen as someone who didn't let their personal feelings get in the way of getting a job done. I even had my friend Jerry says to me, we were out for lunch one day and he's older. He's like my father. He's as old as my dad. Actually, he's older than my dad. And so he and I were having lunch one day and he goes, so why are you doing this job? Because he was part of it too. And he goes, why are you doing this? You know, that Dave doesn't treat you great and you guys are not great. The friendship's great on your end, but not his. Why are you doing this? And I said, same thing. I really don't want to, but I'm doing this because I don't want my professional reputation to suffer. And he's like, all right, I get that. So went about rehearsal, practicing of everything that we were going to be going through and going to be doing and things like that. And I'm realizing like me and Dave's personality just haven't been clicking and I just can't figure out what the problem is. And I kept saying to myself, he kept bringing on people as the crew, in the crew to work on this. And he even gave me an assistant and I was like, okay, sure, that works. I don't think we need this many people, but okay, I'll take the extra hands. Sure. And the whole time I kept saying to myself in the shower, while I was getting dressed, in the car, I'm only doing this because for professional reasons. I am not doing this because I want to be here. I'm not doing this because I think that I'm being treated so wonderfully. I'm doing this for that reason. And I kept saying to myself over and over again, this other person probably would have been better in the job than me, but I'm going to still do this anyway. And I kept saying these things over and over and over again. I Looking back, I realized I kind of did it ad nauseum. I kept repeating myself going, as soon as this is over, I'm cutting ties with Dave. I'm tired of being treated like crap and blah, blah, blah. Not thinking to myself, hey, slow down. You're the reason why this is happening. Need to fix that. But I thought to myself, all right, got through 3 or 4 weeks of working on this, and someone above Dave calls me up and says, yeah, we're going to let you go. I don't even know if I have not spoken to Dave in a month and a half. So I have no idea if he even was in on it, if he knew anything about it. I don't know. I don't know if they just pulled the trigger and then told him afterwards and like didn't give him a say. I don't know. But I realized very quickly that I ended up inadvertently upsetting someone with a very small thing that got blown up in the wrong direction. The opposite of what I was referring to. They took it the complete opposite direction and then complained about their feelings. And I was really mad. I was pissed. I was really, really angry. I was hurt. I was angry. People on the rest of the crew were like, yeah, this is not okay. Like, the lies we were told were the opposite of what actually happened. Like, they were annoyed. Everybody, it really created a bad situation for everybody. But what ended up happening was I basically kept saying to myself, I will only leave if I'm removed, but I'm not going to leave. I'm going to dig my heels in, be stubborn, and I'm not going to let go. And it took until about 2 weeks ago for it to click with me that I was in this situation, and I was mad at all these other people. But I realized I was in this situation because I kept telling myself, I'm only doing this for professional reasons. I'm not doing this to be a friend. The friendship's over. We're kind of going in separate directions. Well, would you look at that? I kept saying the friendship's over, and I haven't heard from my friend in a month and a half. I think I manifested the friendship to be over. I manifested that I kept saying the other person would probably do better than me. And I went above and beyond to do everything to make sure that this other person didn't upstage me. And they ended up getting the role in the end, this job in the end, over me. And they were my assistant. And I realized, look back, going, how many times I kept saying to myself all the things that ended up happening. So this is what I tell you. Follow what these other coaches tell you. I know it sounds terrible. You're drowning. You're in a bad mood. Your SP is not talking to you. The money's not there. Your boss is treating you like crap. You feel like a doormat. But the more you perpetuate, I have a shit job. I don't like my job. I wish they'd fire me. Let them try me. I want to leave. I want to quit. The more you push on about how you don't have any money. Oh, I'm broke. I'm a broke bitch. Or I'm a broke bitch. I'm broke. And the more you keep perpetuating these things, the more you believe that you are whatever it is you're talking about. You believe these things are going to happen. You believe that this stuff will occur. I'm not going to make any money. Oh, my boss is going to treat me like crap. Oh, I'm not going to get anywhere. Oh, I'm not going to get promoted. I'm not going to get that promotion. I'm not going to make that money. I'm not going to hit the goals. I'm not going to do any of those things. Sorry, my nose is itchy. It's spring. The more you perpetuate the thoughts, the more they end up showing up. And only when you take a step back, thank you, Horn. The more you take a step back and you actually look back at your thought patterns and where you were, will you finally come to the realization that, oh my God, I was manifesting this. This is what I kept telling. This is the story I kept telling myself. I have so many stories of things that I manifested and the screwed up way they came about, ways I did not expect in the slightest. So I'll continue to share every single story and how they came about and how things went down, the good, the bad, the ugly. And it's more or less getting it out, and partially because I'm trying to practice. So if you ride this ride with me, I appreciate it, because I'm just trying to learn. I'm just trying to practice. I'm trying to get my thoughts out, and I'm just trying to communicate. So I appreciate your time. So just keep those thoughts where you want them to be. Don't worry about what you're seeing. What the 3D is showing you right now, that's the newspaper that's already been printed. That's the newspaper that You know, it's already been printed. It already happened. If you grab a paper, it's not happening at the moment. It already happened. So just keep persisting. Stick with it and keep your thoughts where you want them to be. Where do you want to go? It doesn't need to be the final destination. It doesn't need to be I'm married to my SP. What if you don't want to get married? What if you're not sure? What if you just want to try the shoes on before you buy them? You know what I mean? You know, it's okay to do steps, but focus on what that step is. Don't just throw your power away. All right, I'm heading out. I will talk to you all soon. Thank you for riding this ride with me. I appreciate it. Bye.